The danger of drinking too much Coke. Although most of us have a sweet craving, it wasn't always so. Even though the British were refining vast quantities of sugar in the 18th century, it was still considered a luxury commodity. In fact, it was known as white gold, and only selected people who could afford and eat it because it was so valuable and expensive. The sugar business is large now, and although health experts recommend that we should consume approximately 50 grams of sugar per day, it's estimated that Americans consumed up to 111 grams per day on average when sugar consumption peaked in 1999. That figure is now estimated to be 94 grams. Sugar in our beverages is a significant part of it, and that's what we'll talk about today in this episode of The Could Be Anything, the danger of drinking too much Coke. Don't forget to join our notification squad by subscribing and clicking the bell icon. Coca-Cola's origin begins in 1886, when an American pharmacist named Dr. John S. Pemberton began experimenting with soda water and syrup. According to Coke's website, he was happy with the results, and within a year, he was selling 9 5-cent servings every day. Coke is being consumed in the amount of 1.9 billion servings each day. Every day, more than a quarter of the world's 7.8 billion people consume this beverage. It is estimated that half of the population of the United States consumes at least half a glass of soda every day. Is this, however, beneficial to them? First, we need to figure out what the component of Coke. Is there truly a secret element that only the makers know about? The secret recipe was devised as a marketing ploy in 1891, but only a few individuals on the inside know what it is now, according to Coke. Each component is numbered 1 to 9 and labeled as a product of Coca-Cola. Sugar, or other sweeteners, is one of them, and we know that it also includes caffeine, caramel coloring, and phosphoric acid. The remainder of the components is unknown. However, we can assume that the syrup contains orange, lime, vanilla, cinnamon, and maybe nutmeg. 7X is the name of one of the components. Writer Mark Prendergast claimed in a book on the topic that he had discovered the secret components, which were a mixture of oils comprising extracts of orange, lemon, nutmeg, cinnamon, coriander, neroli, and alcohol. The orange tree's essential oil is neroli. Yes, the drink did include cocaine at one point, however the coca leaf was touted as a health advantage at the time. According to Snopes, it only contained 1/400th of a grain of cocaine per ounce of syrup. Even though this isn't enough to get a person high, it was nonetheless taken out of the drink. It was the drink's selling pitch before that, with its founder, a morphine addict himself, proclaiming Coke to be a most marvelous invigorator of sexual organs. Much has changed, but Coke's marketing approach is still heavily influenced by a desire for life, youth, enthusiasm, and sexuality. Let's speak about sugar now. Every 100 grams of the drink contains 9 grams of sugar. There are 39 grams of sugar in a 12 ounces, 355 milliliters can of Coke. However, we all know how much individuals enjoy overdosing on cocaine. A 7-Eleven Big Gulp of Coke has 91 grams of sugar in it, which is almost twice the daily recommended sugar intake. A Super Gulp has 146 grams of sugar, while a Double Gulp has 186 grams. McDonald's has roughly 77 grams of sugar in a large Coke. The sugary drinks portion cap rule was enacted in New York, although it had little effect on 7-Eleven's huge servings. It only applied to restaurants, where providing sugary beverages larger than 16 ounces was forbidden, 0.5 liters. Sugar beverage giants, predictably, opposed the bill, claiming that low-income families would miss out on the wonderful prices. Of course, you could go all out and purchase 3 different cocktails. The largest drinks include the 7-Eleven Team Gulp, 128 fluid ounces, Humu Go Us Come and Go, 100 ounces, The Beast's Arco, 85 ounces, and KFC's Mega Jug, 64 ounces, according to Mother Jones. That is 10.6 cans of Coke or 415 grams of sugar in one Team Gulp. That's more than 8 times the amount of sugar recommended by physicians for daily consumption. You could ingest that much if you just drank Coke and nothing else, but what effect would it have on your body? Imagine a zombie apocalypse in which you are trapped in a Coke warehouse with nothing but stock. As you could expect, your teeth would quickly begin to decay. The acid in Coke would eat away at your enamel, and the sugar would cause cavities to form quickly. If you drank 10.6 cans of Coke at 150 calories each, you would ingest less calories than the prescribed 2,000, but the contents would still harm you. According to One Health website, all of the high fructose corn syrup you're ingesting is causing your liver to get fatter. You'd also be at danger for cardiovascular disease, according to the report. George Pryor, a tremendously fit person from Los Angeles, did, in fact, use alcohol. He did, however, consume other foods. According to the British press, he gained 28 pounds after his binge, 2 stone or 12.7 kilos. He gained love handles, a pot belly, and man boobs after being slender. His blood pressure had also risen from 129/77 to 145/96, he noted. I believe there are a lot of individuals suffering from health issues like diabetes and heart disease who aren't aware that they may benefit themselves by just cutting off sugar, he concludes. He also acknowledged that large firms and their lobbying arm would be difficult to deter. Let's go back to our Coke binge. According to some Yale University specialists, we'd start aging quickly, gaining weight, and losing teeth. According to the same research, sweet tastes enhance appetite, thus we'd be always hungry. We may even start nibbling on the storage boxes. Weight gain would very certainly occur. According to studies, those who consume too many sugary beverages account for 1/5 of America's famed obesity problem. According to another study, for 16 years, one lady drank 2 liters of soda every day and no water at all. At the age of 31, her addiction landed her in the ICU. Arrhythmia, fainting episodes, and potassium shortage plagued her. You can only imagine how we'd feel if we exclusively drank Coke. According to studies, just lowering the quantity of sugar in beverages might avoid over 1 million instances of obesity. What is the opinion of the World Health Organization on this? In 2015, the WHO's Department of Nutrition for Health and Development said, "We have excellent evidence that reducing free sugar consumption to less than 10% of total caloric intake decreases the risk of overweight, obesity, and tooth decay." Things may change soon, but sugar politics is a significant matter, and most opponents argue that the bottom line is more important than your health in the end. In the past 8 years, the sugar business has spent $54 million on lobbying. Politicians in the United Kingdom, for example, were aware of this and attempted to find a means to combat obesity in the nation by raising sugar taxes. Although this has not yet been implemented, drinks makers in the United Kingdom have started to reduce sugar in their beverages by as much as 50% as a result of this. According to CNN, Coke was one of those corporations, although the 30% sugar reduction will only take place in the United Kingdom. So, how much soda do you consume on a daily basis? Will this video persuade you to cut down on your intake? Let us know what you think in the comments. Watch our other videos on the Could Be Anything channel as well. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as always. Cheers, see you next time.